If you're looking for a totally different vibe for your fall decor this year, then you're going to love these dark and moody decor ideas using dramatic colors, some thrift store finds, and a little bit of DIY. For my first project, I'm starting with a thrifted pumpkin as the base and a soft beige sample paint to create a refined look. I'll be applying the paint with a high quality brush from ROLLINGDOG, who has generously sponsored today's video. Using a high quality brush for your decor projects can completely elevate the outcome, providing a smooth, flawless application with no visible brush strokes and delivering full, even coverage in just a single coat. That will result in creating more projects in less time. The next shade I'll be working with is Coffee Bean by Folk Art, a rich deep brown that adds warmth and dimension. For this step, I'll be switching to a different brush to demonstrate the clear contrast between the smooth, precise application of a professional quality ROLLINGDOG brush and the uneven finish often left behind by a standard dollar store brush. I'm beginning at the top of the pumpkin and gently pulling the brush downward to create a soft, feathered effect with a natural fade. The goal is to give the pumpkin a time-worn, weathered appearance, suggesting a little bit of age and character without it looking like the paint has chipped away. Next, I'll transition to black to introduce a deeper, moodier tone to the pumpkin. Using the same downward feathering technique I applied with the coffee bean shade, but this time with the professional ROLLINGDOG brush. The finish appears noticeably softer with more refined feathering and fuller, more even coverage. Investing in quality tools for your projects is always worthwhile, as they not only deliver superior results but also save you both time and money in the long run. Inexpensive brushes often wear out quickly, and continually replacing them with the same low-quality options ultimately costs more than choosing a durable, professional-grade brush from the start. This painting technique can be adapted to pumpkins or gourds in a variety of colors. Incorporating layered shades of orange or rich burgundy, even earthy greens, would create dimension and make these pieces a standout feature in your seasonal decor. If you wanted, you could leave the top of your pumpkin the original colors so you could see a little bit of all three shades, but I decided to fill mine in with black, and I'll also include the pumpkin stem to give the pumpkin a more authentic, natural appearance. I went back to the base color to add subtle texture at the top. Using a rough brush, I thinned the paint with water and lightly tapped the handle to create a delicate speckled effect. I began with a soft touch for finer speckles, then gradually increased the pressure to achieve larger spots for added variation. To enhance the weathered look, I diluted the paint further and allowed it to drip naturally into the grooves of the pumpkin, some streams flowing all the way down while others faded midway, mimicking the organic imperfections found in nature. This simple technique adds depth and character, giving the pumpkin a naturally aged, handcrafted look that enhances any seasonal display. Let me know what you think of my pumpkin. ROLLINGDOG is a professional painting toolset manufacturer, and they're committed to providing high quality, high efficiency, and comfortable to use painting tools and equipment. ROLLINGDOG generously sent me their 18-piece Super Micro Paint Roller Kit, which includes everything you need for painting walls, furniture, decor, and more. The microfiber rollers are soft, plush, and designed to deliver a smooth, even finish while making cleanup simple. I've been using Rolling Dog products for some time now, and they continue to prove themselves as a worthwhile investment. While they offer complete kits, individual items are also available for purchase. I'll have all the links to the tools I'm using today listed in my description box, and they are also available on Amazon. So far, my favorite products are the microfiber rollers, their paint brushes, all types and styles, and their paint cleanup tool, which I'm showing you here. You can always tell when brushes are made of high quality materials. The paint just slides off the bristles and cleanup is a breeze. If you're struggling getting the paint off of your brushes and rollers, then I suggest checking out the Rolling Dog line of products. You will not be disappointed. Remember, high-quality tools are the foundation of high-quality results. As the fall season arrives, I love bringing warmth and texture into my decor using solo wood flowers. These rustic blooms are not only beautiful on their own, but also incredibly versatile, since you can easily customize their colors to match any DIY project. Here's how I transform them. I'm starting with carnations and a mix of smaller blooms that still have their outer skin, which is actually the bark. For the colors, this time I'm going with 3 shades, a soft orange peach, a rustic red, and a natural wood brown. To prepare the dye, I simply mix a small amount of paint with water in separate cups. The diluted paint allows the flowers to absorb the color evenly. Using a skewer as a handle on each of the flowers, I dip them into the dye, making sure they're fully coated. I tap off the excess and then set them aside to dry. Then I've got perfectly customized florals ready to elevate my fall decor. For the second element of this decor piece, I repurposed a seagrass placemat from a previous project, which perfectly fit a thrifted cloche I had found that was missing its base. I began by removing any unnecessary threads, then secured the end piece to the inside of the mat with hot glue. And I did add a little more hot glue around some other areas for stability. To achieve a moody autumnal aesthetic, I applied a water-based dark walnut stain using my large Rolling Dog brush, carefully covering the seagrass mat. The tapered ends of the brush made it really easy to get in all of the nooks and crannies of this mat. Once both the mat and the flowers had fully dried, I combined them to create a striking and cohesive fall-inspired arrangement. For my final project, I decided to explore painting on canvas. I envisioned creating a dark, moody landscape, so I selected a new canvas from a local craft store. Using folk art black paint, I painted the lower portion of the canvas with a diagonal curve to represent a mountainside or a cliff. Once dry, I focused on the sky, aiming for a reddish-orange sunset effect. Starting with the same rustic red I had used for my solo wood flowers, I blended in a warm orange and gradually faded into a soft yellow peach tone. I didn't clean off my brush in between using the different colors. I just went from the red to the orange and then to the pale peachy yellow. I extended the colors around the edges of the canvas to achieve a polished, professional appearance. Initially, I considered hand painting trees or grasses, but ultimately decided that stamping would create a cleaner, more refined look. I added black paint to an old ink pad and used the Sprig stamp collection from Iron Orchid Designs that I purchased a few years ago. I kept the composition simple, ensuring the stamps did not overlap. When I'm using stamps, most of them are the clear stamps that you can get nowadays and not the rubber stamps. You can always use a clear block as well, and I think you can get those at some dollar stores, but craft stores will definitely have them. Instead of pressing the stamp into the ink pad, do the opposite. Lightly tap the ink pad onto the stamp. This helps distribute the ink evenly and avoids oversaturation, which can cause smudging. Place the stamp onto your surface and press down firmly but evenly. Avoid rocking or shifting the stamp because this can blur the design. Lift it straight up to reveal a crisp impression. Make sure you clean your stamps immediately after use to prevent ink buildup. You can use a damp baby wipe, a stamp cleaning solution, or a specialized stamp scrubber. And make sure they're dry before you store them away. As a final touch, I added subtle brown roots with highlights, though I am still debating whether they should remain or be painted over in black. But overall, I'm pleased with how this piece turned out. Let me know if this is something that you might try for the fall season. Let's take a close look at the vignette I created featuring my new dark and moody fall decor pieces. To complete the arrangement, I added a small amber jug, which was an affordable thrift store find, along with a few seasonal florals for balance and warmth. For the base, I repurposed a black riser from a previous project, which helped ground the overall design. I love how all the elements came together into an elegant display. I hope this video inspires you to experiment with your own dark and moody decor pieces this season. Thanks so much for spending some of your time with me today. See you in the next one.